y'all? Welcome back to Rooted Nature. In this video, I'm going to be giving y'all 5 common seed starting mistakes that you would want to avoid. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. So the first one's actually right here, and it's one of the most common ones. Like, literally, like, probably the most common one, which is planting too deep. So, alright, we're going to act like this is the seed, okay? This is the seed, which this is the seed, but we're not going to keep it, like, we're not going to grow it. Anyway, if the seed is this big, you want to plant 2 times the size of the seed in depth. So, look at how big that seed is. I want to plant, like, just that deep. You see? Like, it's literally 2 times the depth, 2 times the size in depth of the seed. Then you just cover it, just like that. Now, what you're seeing here, this soil is actually moist, which leads us to the second common mistake, which is overwatering. You do not have to keep your seedlings wet all the time. You want to keep them moist. Not dry, not wet, but moist. Another thing that a lot of people struggle with is having leggy seedlings, which is another common mistake, which is the lighting, like the grow lights. You want to make sure, if this is your tray right here and your seeds are starting to come up, you want to have that light right here. And then when they come up, you just, when they grow to the light, you just move it up, move it up, move it up. Just like that. Because, see, what's happening is, if you have the light way up here and they're way down here, they're stretching and putting all their energy and pushing to reach for that light. And you don't want that. And you don't want leggy seedlings either. Because, one, leggy seedlings are weak because they have put all their energy into growing leggy. And so, yeah. Make sure you keep your lighting close down to the plants. The next thing is not thinning your seedlings. Lots of gardeners feel like they don't need to thin their seedlings, which in some cases that's okay, but most cases it's not. With tomatoes and other things that don't mind their roots being messed with, that's okay. But even with tomatoes, you're putting your plants behind, because when you take them from that soil, when you're thinning them or you're separating them, like some people plant a bunch of tomato seeds, then let them all germinate, then they separate them. When you're doing that, what happens is, when you pull it out of that soil, it like resets the whole plant. The plant don't die or nothing, but it like resets the whole plant, so the plant has to push out lots of energy to make roots and stuff into the new soil you put it in. So, and that's why you really want to just thin them and plant what you need in separate cells. Because I know some people, they will plant their tomatoes like all in one cluster, and then we'll thin them out when they germinate. Now, I do that sometimes. Like, sometimes I do that. And I do that, but here we have a long growing season. So even if I don't get them out in May or whatever, in April, I have May, June, July, August, and September I can be planting in. I can plant tomatoes all the way, like I can start seeds in June for tomatoes and still get tomatoes off of them. So yeah, that is, so you want to make sure you're thinning your seedlings, and it's also pulling energy from the other one when they're competing. So you just want to just go ahead and cut it and get it out. This right here is another big mistake. Lots of people grow their stuff indoors, and then when it's time to plant, they take them from inside under them lights to straight outside. Well, you have them inside on heat mats, and the heat mats are like 80 degrees. So the soil temp is 80 degrees. In the spring, soil temp outside is not 80 degrees. It's like 60 degrees. So you're putting it straight into 60 degrees. The roots are like froze, like they're stunted. And so you want to kind of hardy them off, I guess that's what I think that's the term. Hardying them off, yeah. You want to harden them off. Harden them off, not hardy. You want to harden them off. So, like, come outside, bring them outside for about 3 hours, take them back in. Or this is what I usually do when I do harden them off. In the afternoons, I take, like, the last 3 hours of sunlight, I'll take them outside. And then I'll bring them back in at night. And I'll put them back on the thing. And then the next day, I'll do 4 hours, then 5 hours, then 6 hours, and stuff like that. Okay? And that's how I harden them off. Now, other people harden them off other different ways, but another thing when it comes to taking them outside too early is taking them outside too early. You want to wait until all frost is gone for all your all your summer stuff, because most summer things are not frost or cold hardy. So most of them can't even take the cold, not just a frost, a cold. So like 40 degrees. That can put tomato plants behind months. Anyway, you want to make sure all your frost is gone. What I do is I look at a 30-day forecast and look at the temperatures and see when it will stop being cold. And that's when I plan out. Anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.